Close your eyes for a moment. Think about the person you picked, the one you looked at and thought, yes, this is the one I want to build a life with. Now ask yourself honestly, is the relationship you're in today the one both of you deserve? Today, we're going to discuss three of the most powerful forces in any lasting relationship: responsibility, flexibility, and balance. These aren't just nice ideas, they are the unseen foundation of every thriving partnership, and when they're absent, even the deepest love can quietly fall apart. This is for every couple who wants more connection, more peace, and more of each other. Let's get started. The two states of love. When a relationship is in a positive state, and I know you've felt this, it feels like magic. There is a deep connection between you, a loyalty that steadies you, a support that fills you from within. Energy flows freely. You complement each other effortlessly. And perhaps the most precious thing of all, you feel seen and truly acknowledged, heard and understood by someone who embraces every part of who you are. That is not just a fantasy. That is a relationship working as it should. In that positive state, communication flows freely. Trust remains strong. You collaborate with each other, pursuing shared goals with both your logic and your hearts in sync. But we need to be honest about the other side, because sometimes, and for many couples, more often than they'd like to admit, a relationship slips into a negative phase. One partner pulls away, the other resists. Confusion takes the place of clarity. Instability replaces peace. And what makes it so painful is this: it doesn't feel like love anymore. It feels like a struggle, a battle between one partner's mind and the other's emotions, between unspoken expectations and unmet needs. One of the most harmful patterns in this negative state is what we might call reciprocal overcommitment, where one partner overextends themselves, keeps giving and giving, and quietly starts to resent the other. Not because they're selfish, but because no one can pour from an empty vessel. If you see yourself in any of this, if your relationship has fallen into that negative place, I want you to hear this clearly. It's not the end, it's a signal, and signals can be responded to. The foundation. The primary rule for a healthy relationship is responsibility. And I don't only mean responsibility for each other, I mean responsibility for yourself. This is where many couples lose their way. They become so focused on their partner, on fixing, helping, or managing them, that they forget the one person they truly can control: themselves. Here's a truth that many wise couples take years to learn. You can't be fully present for someone else until you are grounded within yourself. When you're at war with your own internal conflicts or haven't made peace with your limitations and needs, you bring that chaos into your relationship. But when you do the inner work, finding your own balance and reconciling your contradictions, you become a source of stability rather than a drain on your partner's energy. Responsibility in a relationship also means learning to see in shades of gray, not black and white. Not you're wrong, I'm right, not all or nothing, but there is a nuanced, generous middle ground where two imperfect people can find common ground. And it means setting boundaries not as walls that keep your partner out, but as guides that clarify where you end and your partner begins. Saying no when you need to isn't selfish, it's sustainable. A couple that respects each other's limits doesn't burn out, they endure. Ask yourself this week: am I taking responsibility for my own inner world, or am I waiting for my partner to fix how I feel? That question's answer could alter everything. The second law is about flexibility, and this might be the one that surprises you the most, because we often confuse flexibility with weakness, with giving in, and with losing yourself. But genuine flexibility in a relationship is one of the greatest acts of strength there is. Think about a tree caught in a storm. The stiff tree, the one that refuses to bend, is the one that breaks. But the flexible tree, the one that sways and moves with the wind, that tree survives. That tree thrives. Your relationship is like that tree. When you hold on to rigid expectations, insisting that things must be a certain way, that your partner must behave a certain way, or that life must follow your plan, you create brittleness in your bond. And brittle things break under pressure. But when you develop flexibility, something extraordinary happens. You start to see your partner's perspective not as a threat, but as an invitation to understand them more deeply, to grow alongside them, and to expand your world by stepping into theirs. Flexibility also involves conserving your energy. Every relationship faces storms, financial stress, health issues, family conflicts, or the gradual wear of routine. When you're rigid, you drain yourself fighting what can't be controlled. But with flexibility, you shift that energy to what can be influenced: your response, your attitude, your connection. There is a practice that flexible couples share. It is mindfulness, simply paying attention to your thoughts and feelings, to your partner's tone, body language, and the small signals they send. Being present, not absent, engaged, not distracted. And another effective practice is gratitude. This isn't just a cliche. When you intentionally and actively focus on what's good about your partner, what they do right, who they are trying to be, you reshape your perspective toward connection. Where in your relationship have you become inflexible? Where have you been insisting on being right instead of being united? Let go of that, just for today. Observe what comes in to replace it. The third law, and maybe the most profound, is balance. Not a scales balance that tilts to one side than the other, but the active living balance of two people moving together, adjusting, recalibrating, catching each other when one side falls too low. Balance in a relationship means recognizing that giving and receiving are equally important. Many couples have been taught by culture, by upbringing, that giving is virtuous and receiving is selfish. As a result, one partner keeps giving while the other, feeling overwhelmed by the debt, eventually pulls away. A truly balanced relationship states, I will give to you completely, and I will also allow you to give to me completely. Both are acts of love. Both are necessary. Balance also involves caring for yourself and each other at the same time, not at one's expense. Your physical health, emotional health, and inner life are not luxuries. They are the foundation of everything you bring to your relationship. Neglecting yourself reduces what you have to give. Taking care of yourself allows you to enter your relationship whole. And here is the paradox that many couples only realize after years of struggle. The harder you try to control the balance, the more it slips away. Balance isn't a goal you reach and then hold forever. It's a practice, a daily, intentional choice to listen to yourself and to your partner and to make adjustments. Some days your partner will carry more. Some days you will. Some seasons will demand everything you have. Others will be gentle and abundant. The couples who endure are not the ones who never fall out of balance. They are the ones who notice when they have and who choose, again and again, to find their way back to each other. So here are the questions to keep with you from this moment. What activities do we enjoy doing together, and when was the last time we did them? Can we find a balance between our various needs, even when those needs conflict? How do we divide our responsibilities, and does that division feel fair to both of us? These are significant questions. They are the questions that, answered honestly and often, shape a life. You picked each other. In a world filled with people, noise, and easier paths, you chose each other. That choice deserves to be honored, not just on good days or when it's easy, but also on the days when you're tired, afraid, or can't quite remember why you started. On those days, remember these three laws. Take responsibility for yourself, your inner world, and the energy you bring. Be flexible, allow your relationship to breathe, grow, and evolve without breaking. Seek balance, give generously, receive graciously, and care for each other as both of you deserve. The ability to change your relationship isn't somewhere out there. It's not waiting for the right circumstances or the perfect moment. It is within you, right now, in every word you say, in every choice you make, in each moment you choose to turn toward your partner instead of away. Take the first step together